Just a bit of background. I'm not an athlete, never was an athlete. Athletic wasn't even in my vocabulary until 5 years ago, literally, when I picked up my first weight when I was at the age of 30. And even then I couldn't say athletic, but I did have a goal and a vision for myself. It was purely aesthetics. I wanted to have a BBL without surgery. And so I would do all the glute exercises, save random exercises from IG and do them. I wasn't seeing any results. I'm like, let me get a trainer. I got a trainer and I was a novice, so I didn't know what to look for in personal trainers. And when I tell you, looking back, this guy had us doing the most nonsensical workouts. He would have us start workouts running a mile. We would run a mile either on the treadmill or outside and then do whatever workout he came up with that day. And I promise you, every week it was different movements or something different. We weren't progressing in any movement patterns. I wasn't getting stronger in any movement patterns. And eventually I ended up injuring myself under his tutelage. So that could have been my point to give up. I could have been like, you know what, maybe this gym thing, this fit girl thing isn't for me. But no, I said, okay, let me figure out what I should be asking the trainer, the certifications I should be looking for, because a weekend certification is different from a fitness coach, somebody who actually studies the physiology, the biology, all the things of like understanding how the body moves and then putting into practice how to get results, not just with one person, not just with themselves, but a large clientele and get it consistently. And then that is how I found my second trainer. Sat down for an interview with her, loved her, talked about my goals. I also appreciated that she was not only about strength training, whether your goals were to gain muscle or burn fat, which you need a strength train for both, but she also was big on mobility. And that for me was huge, because one of the things I sat down and told her is like, hey, I want my dream body now, but I also want to be able to have the freedom to move my body as I choose, to hike in my 60s and just like have that type of health and longevity into my old age. And she said, say less. I'm a young money millionaire, tougher than Nigerian. First up is a squat emphasis full body day. We have barbell back squats, warming up with the bar first, then warming up with some lighter weights to prime my form, make sure my core, everything is locked in and engaged, and then we start our true work and working sets at 45s. This is something that my first trainer messed up that my second trainer got right. When you're doing barbell back squats, anything on the bar will knock off your form. So that's like the shoulder pads or whatever. And also the greatest tension is at the bottom of the squat. So never lose that tension at the bottom of the squat. And you don't have to completely lock out your glutes or squeeze your glutes at the top. That's just putting unnecessary pressure on your lower back. Next up, I'm doing RDLs. I could do a hip thrust, but honestly, I didn't feel like doing the setup. It's exhausting and you get the same results from doing a Roman deadlift. So I decided to sub it because it was early and I was tired and I just wanted an efficient workout without wiping out at the top of it. I always start my workouts with my compound movements first because these are the ones that are most strenuous. And then I go to my accessories, any single leg work, and then upper body. RDLs used to be so difficult for me until I got guidance that think about it like you're using your butt to close your car door and your hands are just hooks. They're just hooks holding the weight. They're not moving the weight. Your arms aren't doing anything but just like hanging there. All the work is in your lower body and your legs. So I push through my heels when I'm pulling the weight back up, and that is what moves the weight up, not my arms. Leg presses, I progressed to be kind of heavy on these, and the cue here is to always make sure your lower back is not lifting or your butt isn't lifting off the seat. So I literally am pressing my back and my butt into the seat for dear life and using my core to push the weight. You probably picked up that I'm not giving you exact reps and sets. That's because it's literally based on whatever your goals are. Your workout plan, I'm showing common movement patterns, especially if you're trying to focus on building your lower body and lifting heavy to do it. Focus on hypertrophy and strength training. But the number of sets you do, the number of reps you do is based on your strength. So I can't sit here and tell you how many to do. You'll have to try a program from a professional or try a trainer, and then from there figure out where your baselines are, because that's what my trainer did with me. She figured out where my baselines were, and then we worked from there. And now anytime I pick up a program, I figure out where my baseline is, like how many reps, sets can I do at a certain weight, and then I manage it from there. All my lower body compound and single leg accessory movement is done, so we're ready to move into upper body. And rows are by far one of my favorite upper body movements. They just snatch your back like that hourglass. If you're trying to get the hourglass, these next two moves are the ones you're going to want to tune into, because they like build the area where it'll zap your bra fat. You'll get the nice little definition in your back. It's giving sexy back, okay? Like Justin Timberlake sexy back. Lat pulldowns were another one where I struggled, and what helped me with this was my trainer was like, imagine a piece of paper between your armpits. So you're trying to hold a piece of paper between your armpits. So make sure that the whole time you're doing the workout, your core is engaged and you're squeezing that piece of paper between your armpits and lock in on that form, and then you will feel it in your back. Make sure whenever you're doing upper body that you warm up first. I did warm up for these movements. I just didn't show them on camera, so that's my bad. But definitely make sure that you are warmed up before you go into any heavy lifting. Last week, I did 10s for my bench press, and the bar is 45 pounds. So that's 20 pounds plus 45, 65 pounds that I'm pushing right here. But these felt a little easier, so I figured why not go up a little in weight. So I added 10 pounds to the bar. And that's one way you could do progressive overload. Another way I like to do it is to add more reps. So like I might go 10 pounds on the bar for week 1. Week 2, maybe I'll add more reps. But since I've been doing 10 pounds for 2 weeks straight, it was time to go up in weight. Outside of the bench press, which works chest as well, this entire workout was focused on the backside of my body, or my posterior chain. Now, the workout we're about to get into now is so great because it builds the shelf, right? Like that top part of your booty is going to build it, but it's also really great for strengthening your lower back. Like, so if you have lower back pain, lower back issues, you just need that area tight and you want to make sure that you have a strong core to continue to carry big weights to build a big lower body, you're not going to want to skip this. So my cue here that helped me really get my form right is you don't have to be hunched over. It's hinging from your hips. So you're trying to press your hips as far into the pads as you can. And then don't overarch your back and don't round your back. You want to have a neutral spine here. I was listening to trap music this entire workout, but this is usually the point where I switch it to something low, mellow, soothing so that I could get into my cool down.